Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, Phil, final word.
Hey, Dave, there's a couple of players I wanted to ask about, and I'll just ask about them one at a time. There's been a starting pitcher each of the last two seasons that's made a big jump that the year before kind of shuffled between starting and relief, whether it's been Gage Wood or Hagen Smith. And I know with Gackle last year that was the case, and he was so good as a reliever. uh, what does he need in order to make that jump? Maybe not necessarily the same kind of jump that you saw from those two guys, but at least to stay in the rotation for this next season. And how important is that for this team?
Well, first off, it'd be huge if he could solidify himself as a weekend starter, whether it's Friday or Saturday or whatever. I mean, you think about his career here. I mean, I think his first outing here, we brought him in with the bases loaded in a tie game against Oklahoma State, something like that in Arlington, and he got out of it, and pretty amazing. And then, started last year. Had some great innings, but would have an inning where his pitch count would get up, and it's usually one or two. It was usually the first or the second inning, and we'd have to get him. And um, I think if he just trusts his stuff and just attacks hitters, and he'll be fine. And it would be big for our team mentally that we knew that he was a guy that we all know he is. His stuff is brilliant, honestly, and yeah, I'd say that's the guy, and no more bullpen. That's. I mean, let's go. It's your time. That's the way I feel about it.
The other I wanted to ask about is Reese Robinette, because I don't remember the last season where you kind of felt like you knew who the first baseman was going to be. Sometimes you've moved an infielder from the middle of the infield over to first base because he can hit, but Reese kind of took that job in the at the back of last season. What did he do to improve so much? And specifically, how did he get his bat speed to where just wasn't getting jammed like he was previously?
Right. Well, you look back at all the sequence there. Souza goes down. Souza's just starting to hit, really hit. He just doubled off the left center field wall. He's on second base. I think we're down a run or two, whatever. He'd gotten a couple other hits in the game and lined out the day before a few times. I mean, he's swinging it. He gets hurt. So we moved Cam back to second, and Reese got his shot. He's the everyday guy, and all he did was get on base and play great defense. But what he did before that is he kept working it. He didn't pout. He kept doing what you hope he would do. He played like a professional. He practiced like a professional every day, and he got ready. And when his chance came, he was ready. And down the stretch, his on base percentage was amazing. He got a bunch of clutch hits for us. Defense was outstanding. He's a great target over there. Can really pick the ball out of the dirt. And I think he gained a lot of confidence. But to answer your question about the bat speed, I think maybe with just more playing time and confidence and the way he worked, I think it all came together, and he deserved what he got. And now this year comes in here, he's the guy to beat out at first, and nobody did it. He's our starting first baseman. I think that's such a good feeling for him. And the players are all happy for him. He's that guy that they all pull for because they see how he works when he wasn't playing, and he wasn't complaining, and he wasn't talking in the locker room. Um, and I'm happy for him. I want him to have a great season, whether he hits 15 home runs or he hits five. Just be a good defender and hit for an average, drive in some runs, and that's what he did for us that last 25% of the season.
There is one last thing I wanted to ask about, and it's just about the state of college baseball. And there's so many conversations about the other sports in college, and it seems, like the sports world is about to blow up. Everything's wrong with college football. We can point to things about college basketball too. I don't know if I hear that kind of sentiment about college baseball. It feels more like this is a golden age for the sport, even with the shrinking of rosters and the transient rosters and all of that. Is that fair to say? College baseball does feel like it's in just a really good place, even comparatively to some of the other sports.
Well, I would say this for the fans, they're getting to see some of the best college teams that have ever been put on the field for a few reasons. But number one, there's some really, really good players that are coming to school because now they know they're not going to leave college owing 75 to $100,000 in loans because that's what was going on when we had 11.7, or we have to try to talk kids into turning down $500,000 to come to school and have to pay money. It's kind of hard. Now, with NIL and a little bit of rev share money, at least kids aren't going to leave here owing money. And maybe they're going to save a little bit of money. Maybe they'll save a lot. Depends on where you're at, honestly. Uh, but yeah, the teams and the talent on the field, I think, is an all-time high. You called it maybe the golden years of college baseball. I think talent-wise, I would agree with you. But I'll tell you this: the players are still good. They're what I mean by that, they're good people. There's a lot of things that are going on outside, whether it's people talking in their ear about maybe moving to another program, or we can get you this if you'll go there. The ones that can stay focused on the task at hand and play hard and really look at the big picture of the draft, and that's where you're going to make your money. Go to the school where you can develop, and where the coaches are all about development, and we feel like we are. I think our track record shows that. The money's coming. Obviously, you got to help them out a little bit, but kids are good. The kids are still the kids they've been for the last 40 years since I've been hanging around college baseball. It's fun being around them. I really like being around the guys. Um, and the fun part for me is on the field. When some
Mhm.
coaches are stressed out during games, I like the games. I like practice. I like throwing batting practice. I like being out there around and watching them get better and helping them. All the other stuff, it's part of the job now. I think if you want to have a really good program, you got to have some guys, some assistant coaches, and some guys that are helping you through video work and analytics to help you break down some things and manage some of that. And I feel like we've got a really good mix here with our staff. I think our staff is as good as any in the country when it comes to everything. So I guess to answer your question, it is the golden age of college baseball because of the talent on the field. I mean, even the mid majors, they have older kids and they're very good. They're used to, you could walk into Tuesday and Wednesday and feel like if you played pretty good, you're going to win. Now you have to play really good because you're facing a lot of 22 and 23-year-olds that they're not intimidated anymore. They're just maybe not playing in the Southeastern Conference.
Dave, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
Coach, thanks for your time. We'll see you Monday.
Okay, guys, we'll see you out there.